Okay, I have the coil in. I'll show you. Here's the piece all coiled. Now comes the interesting part. So I am concerned, I already secured the bottom of the coil onto the wall there. So I got a piece of plastic to put over this. I don't know, to try to cut down on the mess when I am reaching in there. I'm going to go, oh, I have to move this messy one and get the other piece on a piece of clean, something clean. I have a clean newspaper here. Okay. Actually, that's clean. So I'm going to score all around here, score and slip the perimeter, including where I want to put my hand in, because it's going to be difficult to get in there. So I'm just getting some slip on there. Do you all have your fingers crossed for me? Do you think that would help? This is a piece of, so I do clay camps. This clay camp is from September. No, I had a clay camp in September, and that's when I decorated this piece of clay. And I've been trying to keep it workable since then. So that's all of September, October, November, December. 4 months. I'm not trying to brag. It's a terrible habit or working ethic that I have. I don't know what you want to call it. To just not know what I want to do. And then, like last week, I'm like, oh, because I want to do a class on stiff slabs. It's like, oh, well, I can do that. I'll just cut it into a form and work with it as a stiff slab. So I came down to the studio, and I don't do a lot of sketching, but I did sketch. I measured, I didn't know if I was going to use half and half or make it into quarters and make two different things. But I decided to do half and half of the slab. It was pretty big, 10 by 20, and drew out different forms and shapes that would fit in there. This is really different than what I usually do. And it's fun. That's how you learn. If this gets screwed over and falls apart and leaks, it's like, oh well, I tried. What can I say? I'll do it again. So I learned something. I like using stiff slabs with tar paper to support it. And then you can get in. We'll be doing some of that too. Okay. So this slab is very dry. You can see it's soaking up the vinegar slip quite readily. I'm going to score it again, make it nice and juicy. And then I'm going to bring that other piece back and put this on top. We'll see how it fits. It does stand up, so that's one good thing. I made the border is 1.5 inches, so it's pretty stable. I didn't want to go narrower than that, and I tried 2 inches, and it was too thick, I thought. And this is all arbitrary. You just kind of come up with what you're doing on the fly. All right. So let's bring the other part back. Put that aside. And bring this back. I'll turn this around later. Let me go over this. It's still pretty wet, but I'm going to just wet it again. And I have scored this so it's kind of sticking up. So when the pressure from the top piece I'm adding gets on it, it'll adhere nicely to the piece. All right, I'm not going to go back over that. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Dramatic music. All right. So this did stretch a little bit, got a little out of shape, but this one didn't. So I'm going to adhere this. I'm going to use the shape of this to determine how it should be. And not too bad. I keep wiping my hands off. I don't want to get this too dirty. If I do, I'm going to I took a workshop with, am I going to forget? Naomi Clement, how does she say her name? And she does like awesome, really nice surface decoration. So that's what I want to do, something like that, and just kind of cover up some of this craziness. I like all this craziness, but generally speaking, I don't know, I don't think people do. I don't do things because other people like it, but okay, now I want to paddle this on to get a good, have it really adhere. And I like that the slip is kind of gushing out the sides. So I'm looking at the seam to make sure there's not space in there. Ooh. All right. I'm just going to turn it around. I was going to lift it up, but I'm going to turn it around. And see if I can get in here and get a tool. I have some long tools like this, and I can like poke in there. I'm gonna need a light, so I'm gonna use this light to like shine in the inside so I can see. All right, I have to bend over. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's hard to see. Maybe I can get my hand in there. That would be easier to work with. Yep. Okay. So now, I'll put it in this way. So now I'm smoothing the coil up this wall. And like I said, I'm very concerned that this area is really well sealed. If it's not as well sealed from here up, just have to not put as much water in. Okay, so that's good. I don't want to push the bottom out. Smoothing, smushing this a little bit up here, but I can fix that. All right. So, as you know, if you put pressure one way, you have to put pressure the opposite way. I don't need the light because I'm just using my sense of touch, which I think is more reliable than looking. Okay, so making sure, don't come out. So this got pretty wet from all the slip I put on it. That's okay. I might put a teeny coil or something there just to, again, my paranoia about things leaking. Okay, so I'm all the way over here now. lift this up. Getting there. Not too bad. Okay. I know this is getting to be kind of a long video. I haven't learned how to edit anything yet. But you can just speed through the boring parts. That's what I do, even on edited videos. Some of them, it's like, I don't care what they're talking about at that point. Okay, I think I did it. I think I did it. So now I'm going to back away and kind of sneak my hand. Look at this. Look at this mush I got. Poor thing. All right, I'll just lift it up. I'm just going to put, this doesn't feel sticky anymore because it was pretty dry. So I'm going to score all this again, wet it with the vinegar and score it again. And here. Oh, let's see, did I lose it already? Probably not. I spend a lot of time looking for tools. I think it's a part of doing ceramics. Unfortunately. Even if it's not pottery related. I have a friend, my friend Barbara and I will just like bemoan the fact that we've been looking for things for so long. Don't know where they are. I think I'm gonna kind of just rely on the paddling here. What do you think? What do you think? Is this gonna work? Will it work? Such a drama. Got plenty of wet gooey clay here. Let's score it. I'm going to fill in. I made a big divot over here that isn't filling in. So I'll add a little bit of clay there. I am going to be cutting holes in this top so that it can be a vase or a candlestick holder. So I don't know, I might be able to reach in there or something. All right, get some more. I need a little more moisture up here. This side's really dry. The other side got pretty wet. I think I even sprayed it. That might have been dumb. That's better. Clean my fingers off. Trying to, like I said, not get the the decoration all dirty. So when you see this, when it's finished, if it has like a big decoration around the edges, then you'll know that there was an issue. That's always my go-to. If something, it doesn't seem to be joining very well, then I'll decorate it and add some clay to it. Oopsie, this. Okay, so now I'm going to paddle it again. So right here, I don't know if you can see, this piece was too short, so I have photographs of what I did to fix that. I just Frankensteined another piece on, and you really can't tell. So some of this is going in too far. Later, I'll just add some clay to it if I need to. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. I'm going to go over the seam. I'll show you, but I won't go over the whole thing. Like just a cursory time. I'll go over it a few times, but I'm going to go over the seam with a serrated rib and bring some of this up, some of the joining piece up, and then bring some of this clay down and then smooth it with a rib, a clean rib. I'll just smooth it, and I'll know if I need to add like a little piece in the seam. I'll add a little piece in the seam. For now, I'm going to probably paddle it again and then wrap it in plastic so it can all come to the same moisture level. And I'll give you a quick, this is what it looks like standing up. Move some of this out of the way to avoid a disaster. Here it is. It's kind of cool. I mean, actually, I could turn it into I could turn it into an animal if I added an animal head here. We'll see. This is just me playing with doing something that I usually don't do. I highly recommend it. All right. Oh, this was showing people how homemade underglaze transfers work. That's probably going to get covered up for the most part. All right. Thank you. I'll make sure to show you when it's all cleaned up, if I end up adding more to it. But I thought you'd want to see how a paranoid person tries to ensure that their piece won't leak. All right. Okie dokie. See you.